All right. Well, good day, everybody. It's Jeffrey Lee. It's December 3rd, and we are on a Team SL21 webinar. And since it's December, um, I wanted to share what to expect and how to deal with the month of December. What are the pros and the cons of doing the business in the month of December? And I'll also make a request for anybody who's got the technical capability of making these kind of videos that you see on Facebook that are 2 minutes long, that are, kind of like video, but they're just still pictures that are moving with text. Because right now what we have is we have the 5-minute video on YouTube. What's your exit strategy, or do you have an exit strategy? And we have 15 to 20 minute Bye Bye Boss webinars 4 times a week. So if we could get a 2-minute, it's not my forte, I can get it done, but if we have somebody that's really gifted and can do it quickly, I already have a template of the text. I think you guys are all familiar. You're scrolling on Facebook and there's somebody advertising something, and there's music, but if you don't click on the speaker, you're just reading the text. And that's actually how most people go through their Facebook. They don't even turn on the music. So we don't need the music, but it'd be great. And then it's just images and text. And it's all designed within 1 or 2 minutes to capture the person's curiosity for them to take the next step. And the next step would be for them to request the 5-minute video that we have, what is your exit strategy, or to come on to our Bye Bye Boss. So
Sorry,
I think
Jeffrey.
Yes, go ahead.
Carol.
Hi.
Just curious, a lot of us, myself especially, need some help with selling, actually getting people to participate, getting people engaged. How do you talk to them? How do you get them to buy the product? Things like that. So that's what I would be interested in, selling, marketing, and getting them on the team, because there's people that just can talk to anybody anywhere, of course.
Yeah.
And you force yourself to do it, of course, but when you don't have any selling training, we go to school, we learn how to do our trades, our services, but we don't get a lot of sales and marketing. So if we could work on some of that, that'd be awesome.
Okay. So let me deal with that right now. And I think that what I've learned is that the former president of the Americas region of the company, Scott Schwartz, passed away last year. He said something. He said that our role as distributors is to reduce fear and increase confidence. And I thought that was, pretty insightful, because, as we human beings are moving around planet Earth right now, a lot of things that really are not ideal. And so there's, we have our guard up, we're skeptical, we're cynical, we're afraid of getting, taken advantage of. And so that's where the fear comes, right? And so if we can be with people in such a way that we help them reduce their fear and increase their confidence. Okay, so how can we do that? Is that we're authentic and we're genuine, we're sincere. We are people that have taken off the mask. We all have a mask. And so people are very used to having their own mask on and interacting with everybody else with their masks on. So when they actually encounter somebody without the mask, it's very noticeable. They'll feel a connection. See, if I have my mask on, I might think nobody's noticing it, but of course everybody notices it. They may not put their finger on it, but they'll say, I can't trust this person. And I think we all know that, right? So that I think that's the first thing, is be genuine, authentic, sincere, caring, vulnerable. Put yourself, do the work to get yourself into that space, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually. And sometimes that's a lot of work, because we go through stuff in life. And a lot of stuff that we go through is not easy. I actually, even now with the financial independence and time freedom, financial freedom, I still go through stuff. And I spend a lot of time working to put myself into that, some people call it a good vibration, right? And so if you are knowing that you're going to be out and about, maybe meeting people for lunch or coffee, or you're going to work, you're going to have a networking opportunity. That's what I would say, is get yourself into that space. So that when they encounter you, they're just going to notice something. They're going to be really attracted to your energy. They'll feel it, right? And then the next thing is the conversation. You'll be able to create trust within minutes, or maybe even seconds. So you're reducing their fear. You're increasing their confidence. First of all, it's confidence in you, right? That's what is first going to happen. That's the goal. And as you're interacting with people, the most sweet sounding word for everybody is their name. And so, for me, I was, really, really challenged with remembering people's names. And so I found a way to deal with that, is that I literally write it down, because I'm a kinesthetic learner. So kinesthetic means I have to do something to learn, which means I write it down when I meet somebody. I literally pull out my phone and I make notes. And then the next thing is take an interest in them and ask questions. So this is going to tie into Christmas. So I'm going to combine the topics. Christmas is even more demanding on people. They're already working like crazy. They don't have enough time, don't have enough money. And then all of a sudden they got all this extra demands on them for buying presents. So they're stressed. And then, going to the store, all the traffic, last minute stuff, and parties. Maybe they're hosting a party, so they're super busy with that, or maybe they're going to parties. So the people are super busy, okay? So their attention span is even less than before. So that's the con. The pro of this time is you'll be able to meet more people during the month of December than you will normally be able to meet. Significantly more people. So what to do is, when let's say you go to a party, the first thing I would not do is I would not talk about our business. I would go and I'd want to make friends, okay? And so I would work the room, okay? What does that mean? Is that make a point of saying hello to everybody. Move around, engage, talk, right? And ask a lot of questions and listen. If you read the book, Questions Are the Answers, you'll get some idea of the kind of questions to ask. And people, when people, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So if you take a genuine interest in listening to them, they actually feel really good around you. So, In the movie Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think it's Terminator 2. It's really cool because he was sent to save her. In Terminator 1, he was sent to kill her. That's Sarah Connor, right? So Terminator 2, he was sent to save her. And all he knew, he's a cyborg, he's a computer that looked like a human, was that she lived in the Los Angeles area and her name was Sarah Connor. So the first thing he did is he got a phone book. He lands in Los Angeles, goes to the phone book, sees there's 3 Sarah Connors, and he goes to each house and knocks on the door. As the door opens, he says, "Are you Sarah Connors?" And they all say yes, and his computer is just scanning her because he, and so I think like when you meet people, if you ask them, "Hey, what do you do? What are your hobbies? Do you have kids?" It's going to tell you a lot about them. First of all, if they work a job, you know that they're a modern day slave. There's not going to be any retirement, pension plan. If they have kids, then there's major expenses. It's going to tell you a lot about them. Let's say they have a business, a service business, right? So if they have a service business, then you know they're entrepreneurial. They've already taken that leap, but they're probably have no time. Maybe they're making lots of money, but they have no time. So this is what I mean, that you are going there to make a friend and take an interest in them. And it'll be amazing that, that if you do this, that at the end of a 5-minute, 10-minute conversation, you can say, "Hey, are you on Facebook? Do you want to be friends on Facebook?" And I told you guys last time how to do this. Just ask them for their phone and say, "Can I find myself on your Facebook?" And then from their phone, you put in your email address that you created your Facebook account, find yourself on their Facebook account on their phone and send a friend request. Now you can connect on Messenger, but ask them, do you normally check your Facebook? Because some people don't. So in that case, you're going to want their phone number, their cell phone, okay? So what you do at this point, after having that initial meeting, is that you want to go for the second date. This is a lot like dating, okay? And you want to have what's called a clear and definite future. So just imagine you're a guy, single, and your prospect is a girl. You're interested in her. If you go up to her and just start talking all about you and all about your business and how wonderful it is, she's going to just back away. But if you go up to her and say, "Hey, tell me about you. What do you like? What are your dreams and your goals and your passions? And what do you think about this?" Or, "Hey, I really like your energy," or that's a great outfit you're wearing, whatever, right? And you get them talking. And once they feel comfortable around you, then if this is a dating situation, you say, "Hey, you know what? I really enjoyed this conversation. And I'd love to see if we could talk again. Maybe have coffee. Stay in touch. Would that interest you?" And if they say yes, then you say, "Hey, can we exchange phone numbers or Facebook?" Okay, so this is what a guy who is looking for a relationship, he's got to do this. Okay, he's got to make that leap of faith to go for the phone number. Okay, and then once the phone number or the Facebook is there, then you go to the next thing. It's like, would you like to actually have tea or coffee or have another conversation next week? How about Monday or Tuesday? Monday at 6 or Tuesday at 9. Now this is the, I forget what they technically call this. It's like the option. So you don't say, "Hey, let's get in touch next week." That's totally open-ended. You're going for a clear and definite future, which is, would you like to have coffee, tea, or have another conversation online, a phone call either Monday at 6 or Tuesday at 9. Which would work better for you? So practice this, okay? And now you're going for a clear and definite future. And if Monday at 6 works for them, they'll say so. And you'll go, okay, I'm gonna actually put it in my calendar now. And then you hope that they're gonna put in their calendar, but don't assume that they're going to. So what do you do if you know that they agreed to Monday at 6 p.m., Monday morning, you send them a message to remind them of Monday at 6 p.m. So you're doing, the fortune is in the follow-up. So you remind them at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., whatever, and then you remind them 1 hour before so that you're following up. And so this is, if you apply these principles, whether you're trying to sell something, whether you're trying to get them interested in listening to a 2-minute video, a 5-minute video, or a 15-minute, which you're asking for something very specific. Now, let's say that second meeting you're talking, and now you're asking them about, now that you know what they're doing, now you're I think I did a video about the art of enrollment, and it's in our YouTube channel. You pop the question, you say, hey, I love helping people. Especially love helping people get what they want out of life. And I'd love to see if I could help you get what you want out of life. So the first question I have is this, if there was 1 or 2 areas of your life that you would want more or better or different results in, what would they be? And then just be quiet. And they've never heard that question before, so you might repeat it. If there was 1 or 2 areas in your life that you would want more, better, or different results in, what would they be? And they'll look at you puzzled, and you can say, like, for instance, a lot of people want more time. Is that something you would want, more free time? Or a lot of people would like to make more money and have more free time. Is that something you would be interested in? Right? And then you're helping them actually put their finger on what they want. And then you'll say, great. So tell me more about that. And that book, Getting Questions and Answers, are going to help you ask the questions so they get as specific as possible. And then you can ask, when would you like that by? Like, how much more money, how much more free time, and when would you like that to be reality in your life? Now you've taken the dream and you've helped to make it into a goal because it's got a date to it, right? Then you can ask them, have you found a way to get that? Do you have a vehicle to get that? If you continue to do what you're currently doing for a living, are you going to be able to create that in the time frame? And they're normally going to say no. At this point, you have helped them recover their dream. You've helped them make it into a goal. You've helped them realize that they have not found something, a vehicle to get them there. And you've helped them realize that what they're doing is never going to get them there. Then you can say, I think I've got something that could help you get that. Would you be willing, are you open to looking at it? I've got a 5-minute video, or when we have a 2-minute video, or a 15-minute conference. And then you go to that choice close or that option close. We have it at Monday at 7 p.m. New York time, or Wednesday at 7 p.m. New York time. Which would work better for you? And they'll choose one or the other and say, neither works. Is there another time? And you give them the other times. And now you got a commitment. And you say, I'm going to be there. Will you be there? Get a commitment now. And are you putting it in your calendar? And if they agree to, let's say, the Wednesday at 7 p.m., what do? Wednesday morning, you send them a reminder. 2 hours before or 1 hour before, you send them a reminder. So this works in dating. It works in getting people interested in the business or even in the products. just asking questions. So I think that's what I wanted to say. You'll meet more people. And so what are you looking for? Make friends, get phone numbers, and the fortunes and follow-up, make sure you follow up. So let me just open the call to questions or comments, or let me know if this has been helpful. Who would like to comment? You just have to unmute yourself if you want to say something. Nobody?
I went to a sales thing last year sometime, and one of the things they mentioned was that if people say they state these are areas of their life they want different results in, and you suggest something that they could do, like get on the call or whatever, and they don't, you go, well, I'm confused. This is what you said. I must be missing something. What is it that is keeping you from doing this? So that they can see that their objection to not doing something about it just doesn't make any sense.
That's awesome. Could you repeat that, Bernadette?
If they have a problem that they want to get results in, and you suggest a way that they could get started to do that, and then they don't show up, they don't get on the call or the webinar, then you can get in touch and say, I'm confused. You told me that this is something that matters to you, that you want to get results to change, and yet you didn't show up. So what is it? What's keeping you from taking the action you need to solve this problem that is important to you to get results in? And ask them why they're not,
Yeah.
because it doesn't make sense to you.
Yeah.
So that they can figure out for themselves why they aren't taking action.
Right. This is so cool. You know why? Most people are in self-sabotage mode and they don't even know it. And this is a classic example. By asking that question, the person will actually realize that they're making excuses. And by gently and lovingly having this conversation, you're going to actually help them. And I want to add something, okay? Once you know what they want and when they want to buy, and they know, don't expect them to come on right away, because they're probably going to self-sabotage, just like Bernadette said. And then so you might actually have to ask them 2 or 3 or 4 times. Now, always get the permission, all right? If you've done the work to help them identify what they want, when they want to buy, it's specific, you got them to commit, they said yes, they didn't show up. And then you do what Bernadette and say, and then they say, oh yeah, wow, you know, I'm just really busy. Well, how long have you been really busy? The last year, 5 years, 10 years? You've been really busy. Has it gotten you any different results, right? So this is just the follow-up, and just always ask them, okay, I get that you're really busy right now. Would you like me to get back in touch with you in 2 weeks or in a month? So you're getting permission for the follow-up, a clear and definite future. If you listen to most people that have become successful in New Skinner Network marketing, they didn't bite on the first invite. Whoever sponsored them probably had to come back and invite them 3 or 4 times. Think dating, okay? Here's a guy, wants to date this woman, and he asks her on a date and she says no. So most guys are just gonna like back off, right? But if the guy just is really polite and she enjoys the interaction and he says, hey, I get that you're really busy right now. Do you mind if I touch base in 2 weeks? Would that be okay if I check in and see how you're doing in 2 weeks? If she says yes, you have a clear and definite future. Another conversation. What do you want? What's important to you? I think I can help you get that. Are you open? Okay. All right. Who would like to comment? Carol? Christine? Scarlett? Bernadette?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the times when I'm in a conversation with somebody, I know that I'm doing it because I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm talking to somebody. There's something in it for me, and I need to get out of that for me mindset to what's in it for them, because they are not interested in what's in it for me. So I've just got to park that and really focus on them and their unique situation. That's what matters to them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
And it's just frustrating.
So this is a super key point. I'm really glad because you're reminding me of something. You know the way I look at it, because we now have a lot of financial intelligence by all the information we've been consuming. We know the plight of most people, that 96% of the population, 65 years of age, dead broke, still working. And once I've had that meaningful conversation and questions, and I know where they are, are they employee, self-employed, what they want, I can then step in to be like a bodyguard or a guardian for their dreams, and know that what's in the way of their dreams is mostly got to do with their programming and their excuses and their fears. And so I can now step in, always asking for their permission to, how would I say it? To be a bit persistent. Like I'm, imagine that you're, if you had a really good friend and you knew they were stuck, they were in self-sabotage, and they kept giving you permission, would you push them a little bit, with their permission? Yes, you would. That's what gave me the courage to do this, because I understood, because of the financial intelligence, most people are never, ever, ever going to realize their dreams. They're going to take their dreams to the grave. And I'm going to give you final point. My parents knew that it was really important for my sister and myself to learn how to swim. And my sister's 1 year older, so when we were kids, my sister took to it. For me, for whatever reason, I rejected it. I said, I don't want to swim. I don't want to swim. And they tried to, convince me, and I just said, no. So one day, because they were knowing what was best for me, that if I didn't learn how to swim, that I would be at the risk of drowning one day, right? So my sister was at the pool, a YMCA, and my mom said, hey, let's go pick up your sister. So yeah, okay. So I jumped in the car. I'm like 6 or 7 years old. And we go into the building, and there's many pools. It's a big YMCA building. And finally, we walk into a room with a pool. And it was a saltwater pool, which was very buoyant. And my sister was not there. So I was kind of like, why are we in this room in this big pool? And all of a sudden, a lifeguard comes up to us, and he's smiling. And my mom says to him, I forget his name, let's call him Peter the lifeguard, and said, hey, Peter, this is my son, Jeffrey. And Jeffrey, this is Peter. So Peter reaches his hand out to shake my hand. He's a full-grown adult. I'm a tiny little 7-year-old kid. And as soon as I shake his hand, he just throws me into the pool. And it's salt water and it's buoyant, so I wasn't going to drown. And he was there to jump in. And there I was, just flailing away because I was afraid of water, but I was just floating. And after I realized that I wasn't going to drown, I stopped crying and I go, oh, I'm okay. And now I'm a fish. What's the point of this story? With your prospects and your friends and your family, you know their situation. You know that if they keep procrastinating, keep making excuses, they're going to be DOA, dead on arrival, right? So if you go through and listen to this recording over and over and over again, then you can, instead of like when I meet people, I can drop my agenda And it can be about them, about helping them get what they want out of life, because I had the conversation, I helped them identify it, they heard it, I heard it, it came right out of their mouth, and boom. Okay, final comments? Anybody want to say anything? Bernadette?
Yeah, that sounds great. I think it's really about being authentic, as you said right at the beginning, with taking the mask off, being brave, being real, and caring about other
Excellent.
people. Really.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then you can be brave for them. You can be brave for them as a contribution to them.
Yeah.
Great. Carol, Christine, Scarlett, you guys want a final comment?
No, I just wanted to add that, yeah, sometimes it's better to work and get to know one person, and that's what also my webinar was talking about. Like, we need to get to know the person first, and don't worry about attracting the masses at the moment, because we still need to develop that skill, you know. So I think that we start doing one by one first, so our skill is going to grow, and it's going to become better. So if we get to know one person first, make a new friend, and do all what Jeffrey's telling us, it's going to be much better. I think so.
So it's making me realize, like, in my first 2 years, I signed up 120 people. And I was the super, super introverted, lonely guy. So I learned all this stuff, and I set a goal, and I became really good at it. If you watch the movie Hitch with Will Smith, and he was a dating coach, it's really funny, and you're going to learn a lot from that. The movie is called Hitch with Will Smith. Go ahead and watch it. Christine, want to say something?
Yeah, just wanted to say thank you for these tools, Jeffrey, and I get that, you know, just to keep supporting and talking and helping. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, well, let's wrap it up here. I think this is a great time to end the call, and just have a great evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you are. And for those listening to the recording, we wish you the very best. And as you leave the call, please state your name and where you're calling from.
Christine from Sydney, Australia. Bye, everyone.
Bernadette from Torquay, Australia. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Scarlett from Boynton Beach, Florida.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Scarlett.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.